presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Wisconsin.
It's a Friday night in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A little rainy, a little cold. That's okay. We got a roof on this bad boy. Pirates, Brewers, ready to go. Game one of a three-game series. Jeff Locke, a former All-Star, on the mound for Pittsburgh. He'll match up against Mike Fiers. And hi, everybody. We welcome you from Miller Park. Great to have you with us alongside Bill Schroeder. I'm Brian Anderson. We'll hear from Sophia Minard in just a moment. All right, Rock, Mike Fiers gets a spot in the rotation this year because of what he did last year. And that 10-game stretch he had last year, about as good as anybody in baseball.
Yeah, filling in for Matt Garza. He had a .213 earned run average. You look at what he was able to do last year, 2.08, lowest as a starting pitcher. He did appear a couple of times in the bullpen. Overall earned run average of 2.13, but it's going to be interesting to see Fiers. He hasn't pitched since the end of March. That's a long layoff. A controlled pitcher, you got to figure he's going to be struggling with the command just a little bit. He relies on the changeup, that big overhand curveball, and he gets a lot of strikeouts with the high fastball. Pirates historically a free swinging ball club. He's got to get ahead in the count, use that high fastball, get some strikeouts tonight.
Well, the Pirates were swept by the Reds. The Brewers swept by the Rockies. Both teams 0-3. Pittsburgh had a tough time getting here to Brewtown. Sophia has more on that story when we continue.
Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. By Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time. It's the first Retro Friday of the season here at Miller Park. Brewers fans piling in, hoping to see the first Brewers win of the season. As for the first time, just the sixth time in National League history, there is a matchup of two 0-3 teams, both the Pirates and the Brewers coming off of sweeps. Now, a less than ideal start for the Pirates. They suffered 2 walk-off losses. They've already had nearly 4.5 hours of rain delays in Cincinnati and had travel troubles getting here to Milwaukee. Ron Renneke and the Brewers looking to get the offense back to spring training form, a starting lineup that averaged .340. But that being said, manager Ron Renneke knows that both of these teams are better than what their starts are indicating.
You never want to start off poorly. You come out of spring training, you think you're all ready, which I really believed we were ready, and things don't go well. So I'm sure they feel the same way we do. They're a good team. At the end of the year, they're going to be a good team. Health has a lot to do with that, but they stay healthy. If we stay healthy, I think we're both going to be good.
Can Mike Fiers return to the dominant form he showed in 2014? He gets his first start of the season. Coming up next, we've got first pitch coming up for you just after the break here on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
Sports Wisconsin presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Book your stay now. Beautiful Miller Park. Grass is green. Stripes mowed into the outfield, and we're set for baseball tonight as we inch our way closer to opening pitch. It is the first game of a 3-game series, the Brewers and the Buccos. And Mike Fiers on this Retro Friday hits the field. Now Fiers coming off a terrific season last season that began in the minor leagues after a brief stint in the big leagues as a reliever, went down to AAA to be a starter, came back, was lights out, and now he has a spot in that rotation. Clint Hurdle, year 5 as the skipper of the Pittsburgh Pirates, back-to-back seasons, taking a wild card spot in the National League, back-to-back appearances in the postseason. Here is Clint Hurdle's lineup. It's brought to you by Potawatomi. Josh Harrison, fresh off a 4-year contract extension. He'll lead off. Gregory Polanco hits second. Andrew McCutchen, former MVP in center field. Middle of the order is Neil Walker, Starling Marte, and Pedro Alvarez. And then it's Francisco Cervelli, the former Yankee, Jordy Mercer, the shortstop, and Jeff Locke on the mound, rounding out Hurdle's 9 here tonight against Fiers.
Yeah, good numbers for Mike Fiers in 10 starts, 14 appearances overall. Look at the earned run average at 2.13. 76 strikeouts and 71 2/3 innings for Fiers. Did a good job keeping the ball in the ballpark, making career start number 6 against the Pirates. 2-3 overall, but he won his only start of the year last year. A 1-0 record against Pittsburgh. Let's check out the Marshfield, the Menards Brewers defense. It's going to be Davis, Gomez, and Braun in the outfield. Ramirez, Segura, Jeanette, and Lind from third to first, and Jonathan Lucroy behind home plate. Same starting 8 in all 4 games so far this year.
Four-man umpiring crew, and the home plate umpire is Mike Easterbrook. Dana DeMuth is the crew chief. He's over at first. Toby Basner and Paul Nart on the bases. And all the particulars in place. Good to have Ryan Braun back in the lineup as well. He had a pinch hit appearance on Wednesday night against Colorado. Brewers made a valiant comeback but lost in extra innings by a 5-4 final. Braun did have an RBI in that game, and he's back in the starting lineup tonight. Josh Harrison leads off, takes a strike, and away we go on a Friday night in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Harrison 3 for 12 to start the year. Pittsburgh began their season in Cincinnati, and as Sophia mentioned, they had 3 losses in Cincinnati, and 2 of those were walk-off losses, and all 3 of their losses came in the final at-bat.
Yeah, sometimes those are tough to stomach. Tough time getting to sleep at night when you lose games like that.
0-2. Harrison strikes out. Fiers got him to chase. That's the name of the game for Mike Fiers. If he is getting the hitters to chase his high fastball, it could be a great night for him.
Yeah, he hides the baseball so well. He brings it from behind his back straight over the top, and Josh Harrison not able to make contact. Back-to-back pitches out of the strike zone, comes up empty.
And one away for Gregory Polanco. Rock Sophia talked about the struggles of the Pirates, not just the way they've lost games, but all of the rain delays they've had to deal with. Over 4 hours of combined delay via rain, and then they couldn't get to Milwaukee last night. Had to fly into Chicago and then bus here to Milwaukee. Does that have an effect on a big league team this early in the schedule?
Well, I guess, it is a little bit. I mean, all the rain delays is going to affect how you play on the field. Are you going to continue, or are you going to bang it? But the travel schedule, those are the kind of things you're going to have to deal with. Every team's going to have to deal with that kind of stuff. It may be tomorrow that the Pittsburgh Pirates feel the effects of all that.
0-2 the count on Gregory Polanco. And he got him. Chased another high fastball. I'm pretty sure there was a scouting report for the Pirates about Fiers and a high fastball. They're not buying it so far. Yeah,
Fiers having a pretty good start to his night. This one not as high as the one that he got Harrison. 6 pitches and 2 strikeouts.
How about that? Back-to-back swinging strikeouts. Harrison and Polanco, and that'll bring up Andrew McCutchen. Minus the dreadlocks, Andrew McCutchen. Hardly recognizable without his signature dreads. And he cut those off for charity. It was a one point in Pirates franchise history when McCutchen was just coming up to the big leagues. Remember, they had Club Dread. I believe Lastings Millage was the other outfielder with McCutchen. No longer the case. Fiers pouring in the strikes.
Cutter.
8 consecutive strikes from Fiers to start the game, and he's got McCutchen 0-2. Lucroy wants an elevated fastball. 0-2. Fiers throws it low. At his first ball, and throw that one out, says Jonathan Lucroy. Get rid of that baseball. There's not any more strikes in that one.
Yeah, crowd looking for 3 strikeouts on 9 pitches. A little disappointed.
How about that career for Andrew McCutchen? His last 3 seasons, 314 last year, 25 homers, 83 driven in. He just continues to be the face of the Pirates franchise. Little half swing on a curve. He did not go.
And one of the faces of Major League Baseball these days. He's always able to keep his nose clean, a fierce competitor. He's always had great success against the Brewers. Come up with some big hits. Even his outs are hit hard.
Now, McCutchen has 4 career home runs against Mike Fiers. No other big leaguer has more than 1 against Fiers. 4 of his 21 career home runs against Milwaukee have come against the Brewers pitcher tonight, as McCutchen skies one long run for the 3, and it drops safely just in front of the retaining wall.
Scooter's got a little extra bounce in his step today. Big day for him yesterday. Got married on the off day. How about that?
Yeah, what'd you do on your off day yesterday?
I just kind of cleaned out my suitcase.
And then Scooter? Oh, I got married.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Scooter and his wife Kelsey. Got married at the Miller Brewery, which is very cool and a very Milwaukee thing to do.
Yeah.
Way to go. 2 balls, 2 strikes on McCutchen. Got him. How about that start? Mike Fiers. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts, 12 pitches, 10 of them for strikes. He got Harrison swinging, Polanco with a fastball swinging, and McCutchen to round it out. Brewers are coming up. Gary Narin hoping tonight is winning night at Miller Park for the Brewers, starting the season 0-3. And year 5 for Ron Renicky, has a division title under his belt, and he is sticking with this lineup. He does bring back Ryan Braun tonight. Lineup brought to you by Potawatomi. Gomez in that top spot. Braun re-enters batting 3rd, and that's the batting order for the Brew Crew that will face left-hander Jeff Locke.
Yeah, Locke was bounced around a few times up and down between the big leagues and the minor leagues. Actually started the year last year on the disabled list. A right side strain. Came back up for good in June, and that first start was against Milwaukee.
Yeah, for Locke, that was on June 8th. 21 appearances last year as he deals strike 1 to Gomez. Carlos coming in with 2 hits. He had an RBI double in the second game of the season, has 2 runs batted in, and his second RBI was a game tying RBI in the bottom of the 9th inning on Wednesday night.
Man, Brewers a base hit away in that 9th inning from a nice snatching back down by 2 going into the 9th.
Locke delivers an 0-2 and a called strike 3. 3 pitches, nothing but strikeouts for both of these pitchers to start this game.
Yeah, somewhat similar styles for both of these pitchers, although they throw from different sides. Fastball, curveball, changeup. Jeff Locke likes to work inside. He does it a lot, especially against right-handed hitters.
Locke is 27 years of age, 4th year with the Pirates. He was originally with Atlanta. He came to the Pirates in the Nate McLouth trade. That was back in 09. That was a midseason deal in 09. Locke was just a very young minor league player at the time, as he pours in a strike on Jonathan Lucroy. Brewers need to get Lucroy's bat going a little bit. He is hitless for the season. 13 plate appearances. He's 0 for 12. He does have a walk. Lucroy has good numbers against Jeff Locke. This is the pitcher to try to break out of a slump.
Yeah, after a very good spring training. Look at the numbers. Almost 500 against Locke.
Well, backdoor breaking ball misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. First ball that Locke has thrown.
Yeah, Brewers got to jump start the offense. The only guy really that's been swinging a bat, Adam Lind, right now. Got to get some runs on the board, take the pressure off that starting rotation.
Here's the 1-2 inside.
Going to see a lot of those. Doesn't throw all that hard, you know, low 90s, but not afraid to come inside, and he does it for strikes.
That game Rock was talking about last year when he got called back up from the minor leagues in June. He pitched very well against the Brewers, but lost. There's a shot. Oh, nice play over there by Alvarez, and a race to the bag won by Locke. Pedro Alvarez, now exclusively a first baseman, makes a play to take a hit away from Lucroy.
Yeah, you don't really get any luck if you're Lucroy right now. He takes that pitch away. He does a nice job going with it, but look at Alvarez smothering it, and Locke able to beat Lucroy to first base. Tough break for Luke.
Good sign, though. Lucroy hit the ball sharply to the right side. That's normally when he starts to get locked in. So 2 up and 2 down, and here comes Ryan Braun. Braun started opening day, had to come out of the game in the 6th inning with a side strain, and did not start the last 2 games, Tuesday and Wednesday, but he did pinch hit late. Had an RBI in that comeback. Had an infield hit and an RBI in that 2-run comeback against Colorado Wednesday. And back in the starting lineup after a team off day yesterday.
Yeah, it's so important for Ron Renick to have his full complement of players in that lineup, particularly the guy at the plate right now. What a key he is. Even when he doesn't get hits, I mean, he's a presence in that lineup. Pitcher has to be aware of when he's coming up. Everybody gets pitched a little bit differently.
And Renick quickly points out it's not just having Braun in the lineup, having him in the lineup healthy. He was in the lineup quite a bit last year, but that thumb injury just essentially took him out of what he does best, and that's drive the ball out of the ballpark and be a threat with extra base hits, slugging percentage threat. So this side injury is of major concern. It is a bit of a sigh of relief that Braun is back in the lineup and was available the other day. Well, did he go? Yes, he did. Dana DeMuth rings him up, and Jeff Locke with 2 Ks, a 3-up, 3-down first. By Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. And check out the front row there, Rock. Front row and second row. Owner Mark Atanasio is donating his seats at times this year to active and former military, and that is specialist Jeffrey Dry up front and Staff Sergeant Becky Cox in row 2 with their friends and family enjoying a Brewers game up close, courtesy of the Brewers boss.
Yeah, good for Mark, good for the Brewers. I can't think of any group of people more deserving to sit down there, that's for sure.
Nice touch.
Yep.
To get our Friday night started. It is Dollar Dog Night tonight, by the way, Rock.
That's right.
Yeah. How many you got in you tonight?
No, I've already eaten. We had the fish fry up here in the press box.
Yes, we did. Friday fish fry, Dollar Dog Night. It's quite the conflict in Milwaukee on this Friday night. Fires back to work after 3 strikeouts in the first inning, facing Neil Walker. Pittsburgh native, off to a slow start. 2 for 11 at the plate. He does have an RBI. Walker, Starling Marte, and Pedro Alvarez. First 3 up for Pittsburgh. Hit hard into right center. That's down, and that's going to go to the track and to the wall almost. Braun able to cut it off. Walker in there with a double.
Yeah, Walker can hit. I mean, you talk about a second baseman with some pop in his bat. Neil Walker's always had success against the Brewers. A lot of these Pirates have good numbers against Milwaukee. Brewers had their way with him last year, but Walker able to tomahawk a high fastball and knock that one into the gap out in right center. Leadoff double.
Well, doubles were the story against the Rockies. The Brewers pitching staff giving up 14 doubles in that 3-game series and 20 extra base hits. So a runner at second, a leadoff double, and it's Starling Marte. Drops a bunt down, firm, right at Lynn, but that'll get the job done. Advances a runner to third base. And Marte credited with a sacrifice bunt.
It's a good at bat. I mean, here's a guy that's not real comfortable going to the right side, so he drops down the bunt to advance the base runner. That's a good baseball play.
Now Pittsburgh is without some of their key players from last year and the last 2 years as they entered into the postseason. They won the wild card game 2 years ago, lost to the Giants last year. They were shut out, a 4-hitter by Madison Bumgarner in Pittsburgh in the wild card game last season.
I think the biggest loss, Russell Martin no longer here. All-star catcher. I mean, talk about a leader. Clint Barmas gone, Ike Davis, Gabby Sanchez, Travis Schneider, a lot of guys no longer with the team.
Pedro Alvarez, now a first baseman, takes a strike. Now Russell Martin is now with the Blue Jays, and of all the players lost, I think that's the one that probably stings the most. The Pirates have Francisco Cervelli catching now, the former Yankee. They have Chris Stewart in a minor league rehab setting now. He's been out with a hamstring injury, so they're hoping to get Stewart back shortly. But you lose a catcher, and especially a catcher the caliber of a Russell Martin, who not only did great work behind the plate for Clint Hurdle and how he handled the pitching staff, but brought a lot of offense and clutch hitting as well.
And brought an edge too. I mean, you don't mess with Russell Martin. I mean, he will get up in your face a little bit, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Brewers bring their infield in. The 0-2 pitch. Alvarez takes it low. Good block back there by Lucroy.
Pirates have Corey Hart, former Brewer.
Yeah, saw Corey today after a year with the Mariners. He is back in the NL Central, and for the first time he is at Miller Park as an opponent. Longtime Brewer, sitting on 998 career hits. He's got a milestone in front of him.
Got some new ink. All tatted up.
Hart will be in a platoon with Alvarez at first base. Alvarez, a shot back up the middle and a base hit. That'll bring in the game's first run. And the Brewers will have to play from behind once again. So Alvarez with an RBI single, his third ribby of the season.
Yep, well, speed pitch. Check it out. Change up. Alvarez able to wait back long enough with the infield in. That's certainly going to make it its way into center field. So the leadoff double comes around to score.
Leadoff double, sacrifice bunt, and an RBI single. 1 in, 1 out. Here is Francisco Cervelli. And Cervelli hits it hard right field. Braun gives chase. Can't get there. That's a fair ball. Alvarez around third, going to be held there. Good job by Braun getting the relay to the infield. And the Pirates, maybe sensing a big inning, hold Alvarez at third.
That fastball up in the strike zone. Cervelli goes right with it. Just does tuck it inside that right field line. Almost hitting the line, but Braun able to handle it well in the corner. And Rick Schofield, the third base coach, holds him up at third base. Would have been a close play at home.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was a good clean throw from Braun, right on the money to the cutoff man. Well, the infield comes in now. Pittsburgh with a run in. Second and third, 1 out. 8th place hitter Jordy Mercer at the plate. Mercer, an excellent shortstop. Brings a little pop to that 8th spot in the batting order as well.
You got to be careful with him here. You got the pitcher on deck. The only problem is there's only 1 out, so you have to decide. You want to go after Mercer and the pitcher, or the pitcher and then Josh Harrison, who's the leadoff hitter. Mike Fiers being careful with Mercer in this at bat.
2 on, 1 out. Mercer making his second straight opening day start at the shortstop position for the Buccos, and that ball's hit hard. Center field. Back there is Gomez, plenty deep to get the run home. And it'll be 2-0 Pirates as Mercer delivers a sacrifice fly. His first RBI of the season.
And the Pirates executing nicely in this second inning.
Both runners tagging. Alvarez scores. Cervelli to third. And here is the pitcher, Jeff Locke. He swings at the first pitch. That's ripped into right center, and that's going to get down. An extra base hit for the pitcher, Jeff Locke. His first career RBI. And it's 3-0 Pirates.
Yeah, he centered on that baby pretty well into the gap. Gomez was playing shallow in center, which he should, with a pitcher up. This one out over the plate, and Locke able to get the big part of the bat on it. And he rips it out there into the gap. No chance for Gomez, and run number 3 comes across home plate from Pittsburgh.
Well, this Brewers pitching staff is going to have to figure something out fast. There are a ton of doubles coming out of that visiting dugout. It's the third double of the inning. Pirates have 3 runs in on 4 hits, and a free swing of Josh Harrison.
And every one of the doubles that we've seen have been hit very hard. We're not talking about little bloopers down the line. We're talking about bullets. Getting a lot of the plate with some of these pitches in the early going.
A lot of those doubles that are deep, you know, you start to heat this ballpark up as we get into the summer months. Those are the kind that end up on the other side of the fence. Harrison takes a strike. 1-2 the count. An all-star last year, Josh Harrison. Finished second in the batting race. He hit .315 last season. Justin Morneau won the batting title with the Colorado Rockies. He hit .319. And down he goes. So Fiers has struck him out twice, but damage done by Pittsburgh in the second. They scored 3 times. Career double, his first career RBI, and he has put the Pirates up 3-0. Time to take a look at our T-Mobile game changer. Jeff Locke has allowed 7 home runs to the Milwaukee Brewers. That is the most of any opponent, and the Brewers are hoping to dial in that marker here tonight. But do remind you that Locke, that game in June, which was his first game in his recall back from the minor leagues, he pitched 7 innings in just 1 run. Giovanni Gallardo shut him out that day and won that game, but Locke pitched very well.
Well, not a bad season. A .391 earned run average for him in 21 starts, a 7-6 record. He's got good stuff. We saw in the first inning.
Aramis Ramirez will lead off for the Brewers, now trying to answer a 3-run top of the second by Pittsburgh. Now, Locke has good command early. He has thrown 13 pitches, 10 of them for strikes already. Had a couple of Ks in the first inning. Pittsburgh does a lot of shifting in their infield, and you'll get a good idea what the Brewers hitters' spray charts looked like. You got 3 infielders on the left side against Ramirez.
It also gives you an idea how they're going to get pitched. Locke, as we mentioned, loves the inside corner. He stays in there. Curveball, changeup. He's got a little tail to his fastball once in a while, so right-handers can't give up on that pitch. It starts off the inside corner.
Ramirez, a little off balance, and out into center field for McCutchen. 1 away in the second inning.
Yeah, Jeff Locke was an all-star in 2013. Had a great first half. And things kind of unraveled for him a little bit last year. Didn't start all that well, but as you mentioned, he started the year on a disabled list last year.
Chris Davis now with 1 away. Same shift on for Davis. We saw the Rockies put 3 infielders on the left side for Chris Davis as well. So they can stay right there with Ramirez and Davis. Chris with 3 hits to start the season, looking for his first home run of the year. 3 for 12 with a walk.
And everything to right field.
And a good fastball in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Davis. Still talking about Davis's catch against Colorado, robbing Carlos Gonzalez of extra bases. Said he felt like it was one of his better catches of his career. Airborne, caught the ball, slammed into the wall, all in one motion. It was something.
Held on to the baseball and a perfectly timed leap. He can get to the baseball. There's no question about that. He's got good hands out there. He's improved his throwing arm. But he's in the lineup to hit homers.
2-2 the count. Ooh, took one just off the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pirates will have 2 left-handed starting pitchers in this series. Vance Worley, a right-hander, goes tomorrow against Jimmy Nelson. And then you're back to the number 1s after that. Kyle Loesch will start Sunday. Left-hander Francisco Liriano will pitch Sunday. So it's going to be interesting to see how Renicky works his lineup. He talked about in spring training that the 2 lefties that are in his lineup regularly, Adam Lind and Scooter Gennett, are not platoon players, but they will get days off against the elite left-handers in the game. And I would imagine Sunday you got to put Liriano in that elite status.
Yeah, no doubt. You might see Lucroy at first. You got to get Maldonado into a game at some point.
Davis rolls over 1 to third. Harrison scoops it, makes a play for out number 2.
Hey, let's check out the Menards Pirates defense. You got Marte, McCutchen, and Polanco in the outfield. This guy's covered a lot of ground out there. Josh Harrison, Jordy Mercer, Neil Walker, and Pedro Alvarez from third to first. And Francisco Cervelli behind home plate, hanging his signs for Jeff Locke tonight. A very poor defensive unit a year ago.
Cervelli is a nice addition for him. He's not a Russell Martin type player, but they tightened up, the Pirates did, defensively a great deal once they had Harrison at third base, clearing Pedro Alvarez. See the shift on again as Adam Lind steps in, and the Pirates do a bit of an unusual shift with Harrison. Remember, he was a guy that played a lot of second base, so they leave their shortstop in place and move the third baseman into what would be a second base position.
Why have everybody out of position, right?
Harrison certainly comfortable on that side of the infield.
Well, you have third baseman who's out of position over at second, but everybody else is where they normally would be. Makes sense.
Well, you're talking about a couple of teams in the Pirates and the Brewers that go about as deep into the advanced metrics, especially the defensive metrics, as you can go to try to gain an advantage, and it doesn't help them this time. Adam Lind stays hot, to the wall it goes. Adam Lind into second base with a double, his 7th hit already of the season, his 3rd double already.
Well, the off day didn't slow him down at all, and when you're hot, you're hot. It doesn't matter who's out there. Look like something off speed, lefty versus lefty. Looked like he pulled the string a little bit. Ball going down and in, and Lind able to turn on it down in that right field corner. Well, he does a great job of keeping that bat level and through the strike zone, and rips a 2-out double.
Well, he is dialed in right now, Adam Lind. You're hoping somebody else can join him. Pirates scored 3 in the top of this inning, and now Segura will bat as Cervelli wants to have a chat with Locke.
That's such a nice swing, does Adam Lind. I mean, just a pure left-hander's swing down and through the strike zone, keeps it in the hitting zone a long time, and has had a lot of early success. I guess 636 is pretty good success early on.
It's not bad
for a batting average.
New hitting coach, Darnell Coles. Craig Kashan had a nice piece on Darnell in our Brewers Live pregame show. Coming to the Brewers from the Tigers. Brewers are not swinging the bats well to start the year, and that is a bit of concern. Even though it's early, it is very similar to what happened to the team last year in their slide at the end of the year to give up the division. Segura hits it hard, but right at Mercer. Sure-handed shortstop makes the play to end the inning. 2 scoreless for Locke. Pirates have a 3-0 lead after 2 at Miller Park.
Catch up again. Pirates up 3-0. And as part of Spring Madness, you could save 50% on tickets this Sunday for Rob Deere Bobblehead Day, courtesy of Toyota. In addition, you'll enjoy 414 concession specials with $4 beers, $1 hot dogs and sodas, and $4 nachos. Visit Brewers.com for tickets.
Marking one of the great moments in Brewers franchise history, that team streak home run of Rob Deere in '87. He'll be here as well. Looking forward to spending some time with the Rooster.
Well,
talk a little hitting.
I'm sure he'll come up here, giving us an idea of what he's been doing.
You always know when Rob Deere's in the booth, there's a good firm back swat right across the blades, right across the shoulder blades. Gregory Polanco in a 1-1 count, starting this 3rd inning for the Buccos.
He likes to talk to me right in the middle of an inning. Yes. I have my headsets on, and he starts talking to me like I've got nothing else to do.
Just a normal conversation. Right. He figures you're not talking.
He wonders why I'm not paying attention to him, but you're kind of busy here, Rooster.
Ball and 2 strikes on the Pirates' second place hitter, Polanco.
See, the key to good analytical work is listening. You got to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Got to know when to jump in. And more importantly, know when to stay silent.
Normally, the Rooster leaves the booth like when there's a ball going out of the ballpark, and he'll hit you across the back to tell you that he's leaving. We're looking forward to seeing Rob Deere. Saw Gorman Thomas today. Big spike down in the dugout. Usually makes an appearance here at Miller Park every afternoon. Jim Gantner in uniform, hitting fungos during BP.
Saw Bruce Fleming today in the booth before the game. He showed up a little bit early today.
Yes, he was very early.
About a half an hour before game time.
able to check his swing. Now, the legendary umpire Bruce Fleming, he still works for Major League Baseball in his supervisor's role. Fresh off the Final Four. Said he had mid-court seats at the Final Four.
Stunning.
Wow. Got to know some people. Here's a 2-2. And he leans out over one down the right field line. Foul. Hooked it.
How much do you think those cost him?
Probably a couple of Johnny Bench signed baseballs. I asked him how many Bill Schroeder baseballs it would have cost him. He goes, probably like 20.
Yeah, he probably didn't have enough balls. Not enough baseballs to do that.
Here's a 2-2 from Fiers. Way inside. Fiers struck out the side in the first on just 12 pitches. Gave up 3 runs on 4 hits in the second inning. There's a swing and a miss. Top 2 guys in the lineup, Harrison and Polanco, with nothing but Ks thus far. Well, the Milwaukee Bucks will host the See the Future party at the BMO Harris Bradley Center on Monday at 6 p.m. to celebrate a new era for the city and the team. The event will feature a viewing party for the Bucks' final regular season road game against the 76ers. Live music, local musicians, Maritime. First official opportunity for the public to see the team's new logos. Let's go to Fox Sports Wisconsin. Click the upcoming events tab for more information on that. We wish the Bucks good luck. They've got a chance to secure a playoff spot tonight.
Yeah, they're winning. They're winning so far, halftime.
Got the Knicks tonight, I believe.
Yeah.
Andrew McCutchen with one away here in the third inning. Fiers has already racked up 5 strikeouts. McCutchen was his 3rd strikeout victim. McCutchen, the MVP of the National League in 2013. He has now been a National League All-Star for the last 4 years. He's won the Silver Slugger Award the last 3 years. That is a fair ball. Ramirez fires it over to Lind. Second out of the inning.
Hey, he's a pretty good player. I guess that's the bottom line, right? He's always done well against Milwaukee. Good play by Ramirez. Just barely fair down that third baseline and able to get McCutchen. Good footwork by Adam Lind.
Two outs for Neil Walker. Walker started the rally last inning with a leadoff double to right center. The Brewers have now allowed, as a pitching staff, 18 doubles. No, I'm wrong. It's 19 doubles.
Yeah, 19.
After the 3 in the second inning. 19 doubles. This is the 4th game. Down the line, Davis. And that is just foul. Walker making it a bid at another double. Instead, it is strike 2.
Yeah, a little behind the fastball that time. Fiers started him with a changeup. That'll slow the bat down a little bit, but almost able to drop it on that left field line. Switch hitter, he can rake from the left side. Not as much power as a right-handed batter.
Fiers has him down 0-2. Looking for a bounce back inning. On the ground, that is fair. He muscled one down the line. Walker on his way to second, and it is another double. The fourth of the game. Neil Walker's 2 for 2 with 2 doubles.
Kind of an emergency swing and a fastball up and in, just slices it down that line. And by the time Chris Davis gets to it, it's another 2-bagger. And a good piece of hitting by Walker just to get a bat on that high fastball.
I'm not sure I've seen anything like it.
Yeah.
4 games. That is now 25 extra base hits allowed by Brewer pitchers. 20 doubles, 5 homers.
And just crazy. I mean, you go a long time without seeing something like that. That many doubles in 4 games.
Puts a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Starling Marte. Pittsburgh has one of the best outfields, offensively and defensively, in the major leagues, with Marte in left, McCutchen, and Polanco. Polanco is a young prospect that has now come up and established himself as an everyday major leaguer. Marte is in his 3rd season with the Pirates. Last year he hit .291, had 13 home runs, 56 RBIs.
And a good bounce back from a horrendous season the year before, after having a very good rookie campaign.
Marte beats one in the ground to Ramirez, and that will retire the side. So a 2-out double is stranded at second. Fires puts up a 0 in the 3rd.
Is presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Book now, stay your. The Brewers trailing 3-0 here at Miller Park. And how do you spend your first off day in Milwaukee on a cold, rainy day here? Well, if you're Scooter Jeanette, you get married at Miller Brewery. He and his wife, Kelsey, getting married yesterday at the off day. They had a small group of family and close friends, just 18. He said he and Kelsey got engaged just after Thanksgiving. They were originally planning a December wedding, but decided to move it up, and so they did it yesterday at Miller Brewery. He said it was a great day, really excited. He said it was funny. He said, you know, we don't really get nervous anymore, but he said for the first time I felt a little awkward, a little uncomfortable. So the nerves got the best of Scooter, but congratulations to both he and Kelsey and their wedding.
The supremely confident Scooter Jeanette. Good to rattle him up a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's shake him up.
Good way to spend an off day.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations. That'll be a memory. So Scooter will lead off here as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. The Pirates lead 3-0. Scored all 3 of those runs in the 2nd. And Jeanette almost hit. Pirates put another shift on for Jeanette. So far, extreme shifts for Ramirez, Davis, Lind, and Jeanette. Scooter getting the chance against a left-handed pitcher, shatters his bat, and that'll be the first out.
You set your defense on the infield based on where a batter is going to hit the ball when he makes good contact. You really don't concern yourself. You can't worry about, a guy's going to nub one down the line. Scooter very good at going to the opposite field, but if you're going to have a shift like that, pretty good chance he's going to be working the inside. And that's exactly where he was able to get him out.
My question is, where do the Pirates get the data? Because Jeanette has hardly batted against left-handed pitchers in his big league career. So whatever is out there is pretty minimal at this point. I think probably playing maybe they're playing his right-handed splits as Mike fires, sends one out to the Gold Glover McCutcheon for out number 2.
Sometimes a little bit of it has to do with how a pitcher is going to be attacking a hitter too. Knowing that Locke likes to work inside, you shift your defense over toward the right side. And that worked. Hey, looking for the perfect venue to host your next group event with incredible views, exclusive amenities, and complimentary food and beverage. Miller Park's 5 spectacular all-inclusive areas are sure to leave a lasting impression on all of your guests. For details, visit brewers.com/all-in.
Oh, Gomez hits a frozen rope right at Jordy Mercer, and the inning is over. Line drive out. 1-2-3 inning for Locke, and it's still 3-0 Pirates. We got 3 in the books at Miller Park. Pittsburgh coming to bat. Milwaukee Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Marshfield Clinic. Don't just live, shine. By Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. And by Hupy and Abraham. 800-800-5678. Hupy and Abraham. Tell them you mean business. Back in Miller Park, Milwaukee on a Friday night. Dollar Dog Night here at Miller Park. 3-0 Pirates. All 3 runs in the second. RBIs from Pedro Alvarez, who singled in Neil Walker. And Jordy Mercer had a sac fly, and the pitcher Jeff Locke had a double and an RBI with 2 outs in that inning. The Brewers have 1 hit. That was a double by Adam Lind in the second.
$4 nachos, $4 beers.
$1 hot dogs.
Is that Joe Block out there?
The Brewers radio announcer?
Looked like him.
Could be.
It couldn't have been. It's the 4th inning.
He could use a few hot dogs. Pedro Alvarez leads off. 3-0 Pirates. Fires coming off a 0, and that one's hit deep by Alvarez, and it's not coming back. Home run, Pedro Alvarez, and it's 4-0 Pittsburgh. Second hit, second RBI for Alvarez, his second home run of the season.
That first hit came on a changeup that he was able to stay back and punch into center field for an RBI. This time a fastball out over the plate. Alvarez about as strong as any hitter in the game. When he gets good extension, they're not coming back, and that one did not. Way up there on the batter's eye.
Brewers are digging themselves a deep hole early here tonight. Two teams that have yet to win a game this season. Cervelli takes a breaking ball inside. Pirates are going to roll the dice with another former Yankee catcher. It worked well with Russell Martin, so they'll do the same with Cervelli. He's been a good backstop, good defensive catcher. He's been a backup most of his time with the Yankees. Backed up Posada for a few years. Yankees have Brian McCann catching every day these days.
I think the absence of Russell Martin is, as we talked about, one of the bigger blows to the Pittsburgh, not only pitching staff, but organization. Brought a winning attitude and kind of a tough mentality.
I give Martin a lot of credit too. I remember when he signed with the Pirates, I think everybody was a little skeptical. You know, why would you go from the Yankees to the Pirates? There was a bigger payday elsewhere, but he did his homework. He liked what he saw as Fires strikes out Cervelli for the first out, and the 6th strikeout.
Yeah, coming inside with that fastball, and Lucroy didn't even have to move the glove. Right at the knees, right on the inside corner. And he got the call. Mike Estabrook rung him up.
One gone for Jordy Mercer. Had a sac fly and an RBI his last time up. Pittsburgh has put themselves in the conversation in a big way in the last few years. And a narrow miss 3 years ago, kind of a disappointing finish to the season, and then 2 years ago they finally made it as Fires hits Mercer. A base runner with one away on a hit by pitch.
Yeah, trying to start to come inside on some of these Pirate hitters to, make sure they don't get their arms extended, and that one gets a piece of them and then gets a piece of Lucroy.
Puts a man on for the pitcher Jeff Locke, who doubled his last time up.
Yeah, fine line coming inside and making mistakes. Leave one out over the plate. They're going to hit it hard, but sometimes you come in too far and you're going to hit a batter.
Well, Jeff Locke showing bunt here. His last time at the plate, wasting no time. He swung at the first pitch, and his first career double produced his first career RBI. Capped off a 3-run second inning. Came with 2 outs as well. Locke trying to advance Mercer for the top of the order, and Josh Harrison. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ramirez creeping in over at third base, and Locke bunts right through it. 1-2. Even though Jeff Locke has been with the Pirates 4 years now, he's never been on a postseason roster. Even the year he made the All-Star team, he wasn't on the postseason roster. Had a big collapse in the second half, so he has not been a part of some of their postseason success. he's hoping to change all that this year.
They got off that tremendous start in 2013 and made the All-Star team, and then really just had a rough time the rest of the way.
2-2 the count. Up there to try to bunt once again. Pulls it back, swings. Ramirez got it. Got a chance at 2 here. Out at second, and it is safe at first. Close call at first base.
Well, Locke got down there quickly. Well, let's see if the Brewers want to challenge this call. Boy, Locke getting out of there like a sprinter. Everybody doing the best they can to turn 2, and it's pretty close. At first base. Looks safe.
Ron Renicky did get the umpire's attention. Remember, one of the new rules this year, one of the changes, managers don't have to run out onto the field. They can just come to the top step, notify that they want to take a look at it. Umpires will hold the game briefly. That's a better way to do it. And then once the replays came through, word from the clubhouse was that it too close to overturn, or the call was correct.
Pretty close, but it looks safe.
Credit Locke for hustling, and he gives his leadoff hitter an at bat. 2 outs. Harrison is coming up empty often against Mike Fiers. 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. And Harrison has missed everything. He's missed fastballs, curveballs, changeup. Misses again.
Swinging right through pitches that ordinarily he's going to hit somewhere.
I would imagine at this point there's a little mental work going on with Josh Harrison.
I can tell you that there is.
You speak from experience.
Yes, I do.
Start begging for the foul ball.
Right. Hit a pop up in foul territory and you beg him to catch it.
Did you see Brett Lawrie's night the other night?
Yep.
4 at bats for Oakland, the former Brewer. 4 at bats for Oakland. 12 pitches, 4 strikeouts. Oh. 1-2, and Harrison takes 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's a rough day at the ballpark.
Wow. That would be the minimum of strikes and swings and misses at the end.
But there are a lot of us that did not laugh at him for that. We've been there. Didn't think it was funny.
Better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all, right? You were there.
I've been
you
there.
got to be in the big leagues to strike out 4 times.
No, you don't. Minor leagues.
True. Good point.
It's a lonely, lonely feeling up there sometimes.
Well, Harrison did make contact right there. 2-2 now. Got him. Swings and misses again. Josh Harrison 0 for 3, 3 Ks. Pirates score another run, and they lead 4-0. presenting Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin. 4-0 Pirates as we head to the bottom of the fourth. And a reminder that every weeknight, don't miss MLB Whip Around on FS1 with highlights, instant analysis, and live look-ins from around the league. MLB Whip Around is weeknight 6 p.m. Central on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. A lot of baseball going on today. Some teams are enjoying their home openers today. Got some finals in from earlier today. The Twins win for the first time. They shut out the White Sox. White Sox are 0-4 to start the year. Tigers took down the Indians 8-4. Detroit is now 4-0. And the Rockies beat the Cubs. Colorado's now 4-0. They won their home opener today. Here's Jonathan Lucroy to start it. Jeff Locke coming off a 5-pitch, 3-up, 3-down third inning. Sitting on 35 pitches through the first 3 innings. And he's working on a 1-hitter. The only hit was an Adam Lynn double in the second.
Yeah, Colorado pounded out 11 more hits today.
That team, if they pitch at all, they've got a shot. I mean, that is one of the most impressive offense/defensive clubs that we've seen. Rangers had their home opener today. The Astros beat them 5-1. Texas dealing with more injuries. A snake-bitten franchise the last couple of years. I think they're going to have to put 2 or 3 more players on the disabled list.
Man, something.
Blue Jays toppled Baltimore opening day at Camden Yards. Blue Jays won 12-5. So those are the finals. All 30 teams in action today. 5 of them in the books already. And we are here in the 4th at Miller Park.
Yeah, 3-1 count for Jonathan Lucroy. Got the count in his favor, looking fastball. See if he gets one.
Beach ball getting loose in the outfield. Still a little damp and a little cool for beach balls, isn't it, at this point?
Yeah. Big rains once again today coming into the ballpark. Man, it was coming down.
Thank goodness for Miller Park.
Right.
Might have lost a game or 2 on this homestand already as far as postponements. No problem. Roof is closed up. Perfectly comfortable inside. Lucroy draws the walk. It's his 2nd walk of the year after he was robbed of a hit in his first at bat. Lucroy reaches to start the 4th. All right, Rock, our Carsu.com trivia tonight. Who holds the franchise record for most hits in their first 3 games with the Brewers? Good question. I got a feeling Adam Lynn might be somewhere on that list.
Right. Close.
So think about some players who had hot starts.
Is that in the notes tonight?
Not any of my notes. Got a man on for Ryan Braun here. He'd be a good guess. Braun has 1 hit. That was an RBI infield single Wednesday in the 9th inning against Colorado, part of that comeback. Hits that one hard. That's way back there. McCutchen at the wall, reaches up, and he makes the catch.
Man, just didn't have that sound. He got it down on the trademark a little bit. Didn't barrel it up, because when he does, nobody's going to be able to catch him. Let's see where he catches it on the bat. You know, down a little bit on the handle, down on the trademark. Misses a sweet spot, and McCutchen able to run it down just in front of the fence.
That would have hit off the wall But McCutchen, the Gold Glover, who plays deep anyway, able to run that one down with ease. First out of the inning. And here is Aramis Ramirez. Aramis, the former Pirate. He began his big league career with the Pirates, signed by Pittsburgh as a 16-year-old, and he was in the big leagues at 19. 1998, he first came to the major leagues with the Pirates at Three Rivers Stadium. And he was there for the opener of PNC Park.
That's a long time being in professional baseball.
What a career.
Yeah. I can understand why he's pretty much figured he's going to be retiring at the end of the season. And maybe enjoy the family a little bit. Be nice to have him go out on a high note.
Popped him up. Long run for Walker. He's calling. And he's got it for the second out of the inning. Still standing at first is Jonathan Lucroy. So 2 gone for Chris Davis, who grounded to third his first time up. Chris coming off career highs in his first full season in the big leagues last year, but wants to take it up a couple more notches. Brewers are hoping he can be a hitter that hovers around the 280, 290 range. Hit 30 homers. Feel like he's got a chance to drive in 100. Very high expectations for Chris Davis. He was mostly disappointed about his batting average last year. He had 244. Prides himself on being a hitter that will hit for a high average along with the power.
Well, he will do that as long as he continues to be a little bit more patient at the plate. You know, draw some walks, take some pitches, work the count a little bit more.
Coming up through the Brewers minor league system, Davis hit 288 in his minor league career, and in 2012, splitting time between AA and AAA, he hit 350. He's been a high average hitter in the past. The question is, can he make those adjustments at the big league level? That one's driven into right center field, slicing, and McCutchen will watch this one off the wall. Stopping at third is Lucroy. It's a double for Davis.
He keeps doing that. He's going to hit around 300. Boy, that's a nice swing right there. That was a 1-2 pitch from Jeff Locke. Locke can pull the hands in. That ball was down in the strike zone, and he just slices it away from Andrew McCutchen out there in center field. That's a beautiful swing by Chris Davis on a pitch that might not even been a strike.
McCutchen played it well off the wall, keeping Lucroy at third base.
But you love the way Chris was thinking right field with 2 strikes. And even on a pitch that a lot of guys are trying to pull, he's able to hit it hard into right center.
Well, the Brewers have their hottest hitter to start the season at the plate with runners at second and third. Adam Lind had a double to right in his first at bat. Adam Lind hasn't seen a whole lot of left-handers the last few years either. In a platoon in Toronto. Part of that platoon was necessitated by his bad back. So if you're going to try to find days to give him off, you're going to do it against left-handed pitching.
I think the fact that he's off AstroTurf is going to help him.
Second and third, 2 away. Lind on the ground, and with the infield drawn in a touch, sneaks through. 2 runs will score as Adam Lind cuts the deficit in half.
Well, another pretty approach right there for Lynn. Thinking about going to the opposite field the whole way. Staying on the baseball. 2 for 2 against the lefty. That's a curved ball that stayed in the middle part of the plate. Infield at halfway, at least on the left side, and he sneaks it into center field. Not quite sure why they're doing that with 2 outs. But a very nice piece of hitting both for Chris Davis and now Adam Lind to plate a couple of runs.
No, I'm with you. I looked up and Jordy Mercer is in that scenario.
Maybe thinking if Lynn hits it that way on the ground, it's not going to be hit all that hard, but I don't know. If he's back, he might at least be able to keep it in the infield. He might not get it out, but he might be able to keep Davis from scoring.
Yeah, I think you're right. So 2 runs are in. Here is Segura with 2 outs. Adam Lind now has 4 runs batted in. Club leader. Red hot to start the year. Good to see him with a couple of hits against a lefty. Three and 0. See if he's got the green light. Takes a strike. Renicky is stuck with Jeanette in the 8th spot. Segura batting 7th here tonight. It's something he did with Ryan Braun out of the lineup, but that's because Parra was in. He was trying to split up the lefties. But since Lind is hitting 6th today against a left-handed starter, Renicky doesn't want to have his 2 left-handed bats back-to-back toward the bottom of the order.
Yeah, against right-handers, it's Lind behind Ramirez, but today it's Davis.
Pittsburgh does have 2 left-handers in their bullpen. Start thinking about later in the game. Full count, 2 outs. Lind will get a head start, and Segura muscles one foul. Ate him up with that fastball.
He gets in on some hands on a relatively average fastball. Kind of turns his body and hides the baseball pretty well. A lot like Mike Fiers. 90-91, but is able to jam hitters on the inside corner.
Another 3-2. Lind goes. Segura fights another one off. Brewers needed an inning like this, not just to get the runs on the board and some confidence going, but to get the pitch count moving up a little bit for Jeff Locke. He had just 5 pitches in the 3rd inning, a 3-up, 3-down frame. 23 pitches in this inning already. Another 3-2. Segura making sure Lind getting in his wind sprints over there at first base.
The jump off of first base is not as impressive as it was in the beginning.
No. He's just kind of rolling into it as you see the pitches by inning for Locke. One more time, Adam. You got it in you.
Not as much gusto the last couple of times.
Another 3-2. The 4th. There goes Lind. And Segura into right center. Base hit. Lind on his way to 3rd. He'll be held there. Segura stays put. Ball popped out of Walker's glove briefly, but Lind had already retreated.
I tell you, Darnell Colzer's got to be having a big smile on his face. All 3 hits with 2 outs have come to the opposite field. Now there's a pitch middle in. Segura thinking about right field, stays back. That's a big improvement he's made during spring training, keeping that weight back, and Adam Lind stays put at 3rd base. Ball got away from the infielders, but not far enough for Lind to be able to score.
And that's going to mean a visit from Ray Searage, the Pittsburgh pitching coach. former Brewer pitcher.
You know, the Brewers rallied in the ninth inning a couple of days ago were all base hits to right field. Right-handed batter is doing a good job with the approach and muscling the ball into right field. Same situation here tonight. Opposite field hitting. A lot of hits.
Pirates had a bit of a shift in their coaching ranks. Jeff Bannister got the managerial job with the Texas Rangers, so they lost their bench coach. They haven't actually named a bench coach. Clint Hurdle, the skipper, counts on Ray Searage and Dave Joust for most of his information, but nobody is officially named bench coach. And our old buddy Nick Leyva is the first base coach these days after a few years at third. All right, Searage's meeting is over. Scooter Gennett, chance to cash one in here. First and third, 2 outs. Brewers have 2 in.
And a lot of room on that left side of the infield. You got Josh Harrison way off the line, even with the bag. Shoot one in that direction, you're going to give yourself a base hit, unless it's right at him.
Now, no hitter in the Brewers lineup has had more at-bats already this season with runners in scoring position than Gennett. This is his 6th at-bat with a runner in scoring position. He's 1 for 5. Lefty on lefty with the pitcher fires due up next. One and 2. Locke certainly got him thinking about the inner half, doesn't he?
Yeah, which is dangerous. I mean, once you start thinking in there, that's when he drops that slider on you on the outside corner.
Locke has a good move to first. Might see Segura try to steal a base here in a 1-2 count. And he checks on Segura.
Maybe try and steal a run here. You know, get caught in a pickle between first and second. And you got Gennett. Hadn't had many at-bats against lefties. It counts 1 and 2. Although not much speed at third base.
Two outs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Segura stays put. Gennett breaks his bat. Neil Walker will make the play to end the inning. 2 at bats for Gennett, 2 broken bats. But the Brewers get a couple of runs, a double by Davis. And the red hot Adam Lind, the newest Brewer, 2 RBIs to make it 4-2 Pirates.
run single. They trail 4-2 here in the 5th. And you can join Major League Baseball and the Milwaukee Brewers in the fight against cancer. MLB will celebrate the stories of fans who are going to bat against breast cancer in their daily lives. One honorary Batgirl winner will be selected per club. You can visit www.honorarybatgirl.com to vote for your local honorary Batgirl today. VA?
All right, Sophia, thanks. Great to have you guys with us tonight. Miller Park, Milwaukee, and a series against the Pirates that will run through Sunday before the Brewers hit the road to St. Louis. Well, Mike Fiers saw his offense deliver him 2 runs. Mike has given up 4 thus far, 3 in the 2nd. Then he gave up a home run to Alvarez in the 4th. Alvarez has 2 ribbies. Pirates at the top of their order with Polanco, the 2nd place hitter, leading off. McCutchen to follow, then Neil Walker. Gregory Polanco, big prospect coming up through the Pirates system, finally arrived to the big leagues and certainly held his own. Polanco committed an error yesterday in the Cincinnati game that ended up costing the Pirates the game. That was a walk-off error, if you will. So a little sinking line drive to right field, and Polanco misplayed it, dropped it, and the winning run scored. Pittsburgh lost all 3 games in Cincinnati twice in walk-off variety.
Man, those hurt. Those sting. You know, all losses are bad, but sometimes when you lose them like that, they have a tendency to stick around with you.
Now, Polanco, despite that error, is an excellent defender. He's got a great throwing arm. He's got all the tools.
Can hit, quick back.
He was 2 for 4 yesterday. He did have an RBI. He stole a base. And at 6'5" and 230 pounds, he packed some serious punch. Rolls one to Lynn. Nice easy hop for him, and a race to the bag. Fiers is there for out number 1.
Hey, that brings us to tonight's Tower of the Game winner. It's Altenbach's Town Tap in Madison. If they call the Brewers in the next 24 hours, they get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to a Brewers home game this year. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. Altenbach's Town Tap.
It's good alliteration there, partner. Good name. I wonder if that's a Matt LePay hangout. He's got a few on his list.
Aren't they all? He's here tonight.
Matt LePay is?
He's behind us.
Oh, he's right behind us. The voice of the Badgers.
Good to see Matt. He's going to be filling in for you, right? Next week?
Next week against the Pirates.
Right.
He's doing a little scouting. Having to change sports after a great run through the NCAA tournament for the Badgers. I know Matt likes to hang out at the Nitty Gritty too. I've seen him there plenty of times. You ever been to the Nitty Gritty?
I have not.
Big fan. It's the birthday place, you know. It's where you go and try by the Kohl Center.
Okay.
It's my spot. Good people there.
You have to take me sometime.
I would love to. I'd love to go to a Badgers game with you. Maybe you can do stats for me sometime.
Oh, I'm not going to go if you're working.
Just go up there and hang. Although you don't really go to any sporting events outside of baseball if you don't have, 50-yard line seats or courtside seats. I mean, you're
courtside to the Bucks.
You're a bit of an elitist in that category, I have to admit.
I wouldn't go there. I like going to the Bucks games. They've been a lot of fun. I'll tell you, I always like going even when they weren't winning. You see the size of those guys racing up and down that court.
A lot of fun. We got to get you to the Kohl Center, man.
Yeah.
It's a treat. One of my favorites in the country. 2-2 to McCutchen. Count stays at 2-2. McCutchen is 0 for 2. Fiers struck him out in the first. McCutchen grounded out in the 3rd inning over to third base. Fiers has handled the top three in the order. It's that middle of the order that has done the damage.
Right.
Starting with Neil Walker, who's 2 for 2.
6 of the 7 strikeouts have come in the top 3 in the order.
Well, I'm sure there's a little bit of concerns over feel, over touch for a command pitcher. You brought it up.
Yeah.
In our pregame show, and Fiers, this is his first outing of the year, but he has not pitched on a big league mound since the 31st of March.
Right. You know, all the side sessions, maybe a minor league appearance, a little bit different, but he's handled himself pretty well. Had a rough second inning, but other than that, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, that's life at the back end of a rotation, though. And he's happy to be in that rotation. Brewers will have another off day Tuesday, so there is some space between starts. Ron Renicky and Rick Kranitz, the pitching coach, have decided to stay with a 5-man rotation. Some teams just go with a 4-man rotation. They don't use a 5th starter with all of the early off days in April that are built in to protect franchises from weather.
Keep everybody strong throughout the year. You take the time when you can get it. But you know that Kyle Lohse and Matt Garza are dying to get back out there on the mound. Very disappointing starts for them to begin the season. Pitch count getting a little bit of a concern for Mike Fiers.
Lohse will be back up Sunday against Pittsburgh. He'll match up against Liriano. Second walk for Fiers. And here is Neil Walker, who has 2 doubles tonight. Scored a run in the second. Doubled into right center in the second, and he slapped one just inside the bag at third in the 3rd inning. That was a 2-strike double in the 3rd.
Yeah, the benefits of making contact with 2 strikes, right? Didn't hit it all that hard, but put it in a good spot.
Fiers could use a ground ball here. He is a fly ball pitcher by description. Trying to tidy up this 5th and get the Brewers bats back to work. 4-2 our score. Pirates scored the first 4 runs. Brewers just got 2 in the bottom of the 4th on an Adam Lynn 2 RBI single. A 2-out 2 RBI single. Hit hard right field, down for another hit for Walker. McCutchen on his way to 3rd. Neil Walker is 3 for 3, and the Pirates are threatening once again, 1st and 3rd with 1 out.
Yeah, it looked like an off-speed pitch, and once again Neil Walker waiting back nicely. Check it out. Changeup stayed right down the middle of the plate, and Neil Walker, well, he stays hot, swinging the bat well. And McCutchen with great speed ended up at 3rd base. Those change-ups up in the strike zone that are down the middle of the plate become very hittable.
Starling Marte with runners at the corners. This is a tough guy to double up. If he does hit one on the ground, he can fly. In the air, right center. That is way back. Gomez runs it down, but another run will score. McCutchen is in on a sac fly. And the Pirates lead 5-2. They get one right back.
Yeah, the walk comes around to score. Didn't take long for Marte to hit that deep fly to center field. There's a fastball. It's middle of the plate up in the strike zone. This time Marte able to center on it and hit it onto the warning track and score the run. Pirates executing nicely tonight.
Yeah, just good offensive baseball. They're picking up the runs when they have them. Advancing runners when they can. They're taking that extra base. Marte wasting no time. Second sacrifice fly of the night. 2 outs in the inning. Here is Alvarez, who has not been retired tonight. Single and an RBI in the second, scored a run, and then he hit a leadoff homer in the fourth. Had him out in front. 0-2 the count. Tyler Thornburg is loosening in the Brewer bullpen. Fire's spot in the batting order is due to lead off in the bottom of the fifth. Early to go to the well for a reliever, but you might have to do it.
Get some runs.
No balls, 2 strikes a count, and a check on the runner.
86 pitches in 5 innings. That's a lot of work.
Fiers had to shut down for about a week and a half at spring training. Had a little tightness in the shoulder. So they're keeping a close eye on that pitch count as well. This could be his last inning. Could be his last hitter. He's got Alvarez 0-2. Alvarez coming off a down season last season. Lost his job at third base. Harrison had been a utility infielder and outfielder actually, but Harrison took that job and ran with it. 18 homers last year for Alvarez. Still a good number, but he hit 36 the year before, which led the National League. There goes Walker. Lucroy's throw to second, skips and hits Walker. He stays put. Stolen base for Neil Walker, not known as a base stealer.
Yep, kind of lulls you to sleep over at first base. You got to keep an eye on him. And Mike Fiers with that deliberate delivery to home plate. Walker doesn't even bother looking in. He just taking off to second base and steals it.
Couldn't have a better pitch to run on either.
Yep. Don't pay any attention to you, and you pick a curveball to go on.
A run is in, 5-2. Alvarez in a 1-2 count. Got him. Fiers, strikes him out to end the inning, but another run scores, and the Pirates lead 5-2.
And it's Spring Madness in the 414. Save 50% on select tickets as the Brewers Pirates series continues tomorrow and Sunday. Enjoy $4 beers, $1 hot dogs and soda, and $4 nachos. For tickets, visit brewers.com/madness.
Well done, Rock. Dollar Dog night tonight. Good crowd on hand on a Friday to enjoy some National League Central Division baseball. We're going to have a pinch hitter here. So Fires is done for the night. 5 innings, 8 strikeouts, surrenders 5 runs. Luis Jimenez with a pinch hit. Early call for Jimenez. Coming to the Brewers from the Angels. Angels took him off their big league roster. The Brewers claimed him. And a nice play over there by Harrison. Low throw. Alvarez with a scoop. And Locke retires his first hitter. Back to the top of the order. Carlos Gomez. He's in our Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery on the wrong side of it, though. Hit a rocket, but right at Jordy Mercer, who made the play that would end the 3rd inning. Carlos is 0 for 2 tonight. 2 hits on the season. Hits that one hard, but foul. Jumping on the first pitch once again.
Curveball up in its strike zone, just not able to wait long enough.
Gomez shared the National League All-Star outfield last year with McCutchen. Gomez an all-star starter. He and McCutchen and Yasiel Puig, the outfield for the NL last year. Gomez coming off a season where he hit 23 homers, had 34 stolen bases. His second consecutive 20-30 season. He was a home run away from making it 3 in a row. He hit 19 home runs 3 years ago and jumps on top of one to right field, a base hit.
0-2 count. How about that? Tried to come up and in on him, and Gomez able to get on top of it and roll it into right field. We saw him do that a couple of days ago in the 9th inning. Ground ball into right field. Nothing wrong with that.
So Gomez with a 2-strike hit with 1 away brings up Lucroy. Luke walked and scored in the 4th inning. Started the inning with a walk. Grounded out in the 1st. It was an excellent play by Pedro Alvarez, a diving stop. He took a hit away from Lucroy.
And that's a comeback 2-seamer from Jeff Locke we were talking about. Starts off the inside corner, then catches the edge with that late movement. Lucroy's been on base twice this year, and he scored both times.
Chopper to short. Mercer for the out at second as Gomez comes flying in. Wise move by Neil Walker. Hit the eject button and get out of there. No chance to turn a double play.
Because he knew a freight train was coming at him quickly. Not a double play ball anyway, so you get the out at second and evacuate.
Gomez is one of those guys you can actually hear running.
Yeah.
You hear the steps. So 2 outs for Braun. Milwaukee is a lineup built for the long ball. And these are the spots that you look for one. 2 outs. Braun just missed hitting one out in the 4th. Caught it a little bit down toward the hands, and it was a fly ball out to deep center. Probably would have hit halfway up the wall, but McCutchen, who plays deep anyway, was there to haul it in.
Pirates outfield has always played deep against Milwaukee, taking away the extra base hit.
Ron Gardenhire was the first manager I remember to do that against the Brewers lineup when he was managing the Twins.
Take away the slugging percentage.
That is a foul ball. Good try by Cervelli. And it's quickly 0-2 on Braun. I remember Ron Gardenhire used to have Delman Young standing on the warning track in left field. No exaggeration. His heels were up against the warning track when Delman was a Twin.
Well, they're deep with 2 outs. I mean, most teams are going to play you deep with 2 outs and a man at first. Extra base hits, the only thing that can score a run, but ordinarily these guys are way back anyway.
0-2 to Braun. And Lucroy takes off. Braun whistles one to left, a base hit. Lucroy on his way to third. So Ryan Braun with an 0-2 hit twice in this inning. The Brewers have singles.
This time a breaking ball. Jeff Locke leaving it up in his zone. Check it out. There's the spin, the rotation, and just hangs up there. And Brawny able to wait back and hit it hard into left with Lucroy running on the pitch. He's into third base.
First and third now with 2 away. Well, that's got to drive a pitcher mad to give up 2 hits in an inning when you have an 0-2 count on each hitter.
Yep, one a fastball, one a curveball.
Gives Ramirez a chance here. He's 0 for 2 against Locke. Both outs in the air. 5-2 Pittsburgh. The Brewers have the tying run at the plate here in the 5th. A little bit late.
I'd like to have that one back right down the middle. 89 miles an hour. Locke's velocity's back down a little bit. Pitch count approaching 80. That one only 89 miles an hour. He was up to 91, 92 in the beginning of the game.
Locke didn't have a great spring training. He and Vance Worley were battling for the final spot in the rotation. And Worley, statistically anyway, outpitched Jeff Locke. But before the season, the Pirates put Charlie Morton on the disabled list with a hip injury. He had surgery last September, so Morton unable to make it back by opening day. So that put Worley and Locke in the starting rotation to start the year. I was asking some of the Pirates personnel who they thought would have won that spot had Morton been able to make it back from hip surgery. They wouldn't give that information. By all accounts, though, it was the left-hander Locke.
They wouldn't tell you, huh?
Couldn't get that out of him. Information not exactly free-flowing in the Clint Hurdle era in Pittsburgh. But I don't blame him on that one.
Well, yeah, he's not going to tell you that.
There's nothing to gain for the Pittsburgh skipper. Here's a 2-2. And Ramirez gets jammed. Walker is under it. And the Brewers let an opportunity go by. They strand a pair. Still 5-2 Pittsburgh. We go to the 6th. Baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time. And by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. From spring training to opening week here at Miller Park, game 4 of the season, and 2 teams that are winless at this point. Pittsburgh has a 5-2 lead. We're on our way to the 6th inning. Pittsburgh with a 3-run second. The night is over for Mike Fiers. He was pinch hit for last inning, and Rock, it'll be Tyler Thornburg, his second outing of the season.
They've had a pretty good spring training, made 2 starts, one of 2 long relievers in that Ron Renicky bullpen right now. He and Michael Blazek, 2 guys who can stretch out and give you a few innings and give you a spot start if you need it.
Tyler Thornburg, Georgia native, played his college ball in South Carolina at Charleston Southern, where he was an outfielder and a pitcher, center fielder as a matter of fact. Thornburg will turn 27 at the end of the season, late September birthday for Thornburg, so his age 26 season. His 4th year in Milwaukee. He was so impressive last year. Don't be fooled by the ERA last year, which was at 4.25. Most of that came in his last outing.
Yeah, he was hurt.
Yeah, that's right before he went on the disabled list. He did avoid Tommy John surgery. That elbow is still a concern, but Thornburg was able to rehab it and strengthen that area. Didn't require surgery, and by all accounts, it healed up.
Yeah, low 90s fastball. Doesn't have the fastball that he had in the beginning of the season last year. He was throwing 95. Good changeup, curveball. Still has those 2 pitches, but the fastball 91, 92.
He's got Cervelli in a 2-2 count. Make it full, 3-2. There's a couple of pitchers for the Brewers tonight are a little bit unorthodox in the way they go about their business. Fiers and Thornburg. Not your classical right-handed pitcher. Thornburg's got a little bit of Tim Lincecum in his motion. Cervelli sends it into deep left center. Playable for Gomez at the track. 1 away.
And bends that back knee and drives off of that mound. He drops the throwing hand low and then brings it around. Hides the ball pretty well. A little bit different as to what Mike Fiers does. Very important for Thornburg to have good command. He doesn't have that big fastball, at least at this point, that he did last year.
Yeah, when Thornburg was at the top of his game, he was throwing a fastball in the mid to upper 90s, 96, 97 miles an hour. But he's developed a changeup, a really good changeup. It's one of his go-to pitches. Sounded like a broken bat. Mercer out to left. Davis lays out, makes the catch.
He's flashing the leather this year so far. First week of the season, coming in, making that play. A couple of days ago, crashing against the wall out and left. Well done.
Worth another look. Presented by Columbia St. Mary's. Yeah, they love it. Chris Davis, an early Gold Glove candidate in the outfield.
Making all the plays.
The pitcher Locke takes strike 1. Locke had a double and an RBI in the 2nd inning. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th. Little tapper, and he'll jog his way to first. Gives Jeanette plenty of time. That's a good inning for Thornburg. 1, 2, 3. Pirates go in order. Brewers coming up. Bottom of the 6th. Down 3. The Brewers 5-2 in the first game of this 3-game series. Check our Powerball home run leaderboard. Last year's totals here. Gomez led the club. Davis was 1 behind him. And the Brewers are hoping all of these numbers are elevated in 2015.
Man, they've only got 1 so far this year. Got to get it going. That's how they score runs, hitting homers.
1 home run by Adam Lind. Lind has a 2 RBI single tonight, responsible for the 2 runs. He's on deck. Chris Davis leads off, who hit 22 last season. Davis with his 4th hit in the 4th inning, 4th hit of the season. Drove one into right center field. Key inning for the Brewers here. 3rd time through the batting order. Had a couple of hits last inning. Getting a 3rd look at Jeff Locke here in this game. On the ground to 3rd. Easy hop for Harrison for the first out. Our trivia. Follow up with that. Hope you had a chance to think about it. Brad Weimer, our producer, giving you plenty of time. Carsoup.com trivia question was, who holds the franchise record for most hits in the first 3 games with the Brewers? And Paul Molitor is at the top of that list. He had 7 hits in 1978. Adam Lind had 6 hits in his first 3 games, so he's on the list. And Adam Lind, with 2 hits tonight, has 8 hits in his first 4 games as a Brewer. And that's where he sits. Paul Molitor, Damian Miller, Adam Lind matching a franchise record. Shattered bat. Alvarez shovels it to Locke, and 2 quick outs for the left-hander. Every time I think about Damian Miller, I remember a game with the Pirates that he had when he had 7 RBIs.
Yeah.
That was in Pittsburgh. The greatest game of his life. Lacrosse native Damian Miller.
I haven't seen Damian in a while. I haven't been at the ballpark.
He was in uniform. Was that last year when he came to spring training?
Yes.
Or the year before? I remember seeing him.
It was last year, wasn't it?
Good guy, Damian Miller.
Great sense of humor.
Damian was always the guy that would make the announcements on the airplanes. You know, he'd talk the flight attendant into giving him the mic, and then he'd do the whole bit, man, and he'd do it perfectly. Had a little comedy bit. Did the whole flight attendant routine.
Not quite as funny when it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's a good point. Yeah. I do remember that. There's Jeffress getting loose.
Those day game flight, a little bit different, a little more humorous.
Segura trying to keep the inning going here in the 6th. And a hot grounder off the glove of Harrison. Got a chance for 2 here. Segura rounds on his way to second. No throw. And a double for Gene Segura with 2 away.
Now that's a nice try by Josh Harrison, but Gene Segura, after getting a base hit to right his last time up, able to pull one this time. Able to tuck it inside that 3rd baseline and rolls down in foul ground by the tarp, and Gene Segura in with a stand-up double.
Well, the Brewers have 3 doubles tonight. Lind, Davis, and now Segura. And that gives Scooter Gennett a chance at redemption here. He's had a frustrating night. 0 for 2. 2 broken bats. 2 outs in the inning. Brewers trail 5-2. Ouch. And that got him. Boy, it's been that kind of night for Gennett. Those are the scary ones there when you get hit on the hand.
Man, once again trying to come inside. He's been living inside against this Brewers club. Gets him right on the wrist. He's got a little bit of tape there. Could help. Right on the hand, wrist area, and he'll take first base. He'll take that.
Yeah, no visit from the medical team, so none required for Jeanette.
Well, not the worst thing in the world as long as he's all right. You got a couple of men on. Now you've got a right-hander coming up, and Hector Gomez.
Mike Guerrero, first base coach. Time has been called as Ray Searage, the pitching coach, is having a word with Locke. He might be trying to buy a little time for his bullpen here. Hector Gomez has been announced. It's Jared Hughes loosening in the Pittsburgh bullpen. We'll see how Herta wants to play it here. Gomez has some pop in his bat. It's one of the last to make the ball club. He and Luis Jimenez.
A little surprised he didn't make a move. It's nothing but right-handers coming up. And the pitcher spot was cleared in the top of the inning.
Gonna let it ride with Locke. First and second, tying run at the plate here in the 6th inning. Gomez anxious. Hector got a little big league time with the Rockies in 2011. Made it back to the big leagues with the Brewers last year. This is his 18th career game. He's never homered at the major league level.
First at bat this year.
Gomez is a shortstop by trade. He's a big guy. He goes 6'3". Can play all of the infield positions. Saw him a lot at third base last year. Figures to get some playing time with the Brewers protecting Ramirez a little bit. Runners take off, and Gomez swings the throw to second. And did he hang on to the ball? He did. Out at second base. And the inning will end. Cervelli threw behind the lead runner to get the out.
I hate to see that, down by 3. What a play by Neil Walker.
The inning is over. Still 5-2. At Miller Park. And a reminder that Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Boys and Girls Clubs help young people reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible citizens through programs that promote character, leadership, education, healthy lifestyles, and more. For more information, visit foxsportsupports.com. Friday night, Miller Park. Jeremy Jeffress, next man up out of the Brewers bullpen, trying to keep the Pirates at 5.
Now you see his numbers throughout the entire season last year. 29 relief appearances for the Brewers and a 188 earned run average. He really threw the baseball well. Last pitched on Wednesday against the Rockies and tossed a scoreless ninth inning.
Now his third appearance of the season. Pitched opening day as well. Had gone 8 days without throwing prior to that. Jeffress glad to be in the mix once again. Hard throwing right-hander out of Virginia Beach, facing the top of the Pittsburgh order, and he hits Josh Harrison, who has struck out 3 times.
Yeah, he'll take that any day right there, getting hit on a curveball.
So a base stealer is aboard. Curveball that got away from Jeffress.
Not even close. No way. He didn't make too much of an effort to get out of the way of that pitch. Kind of lifted his leg up, said, okay, I'll take it. 3 punch outs and a hit batter.
Second time Harrison has been hit by a pitch this season. And here's Gregory Polanco. Polanco's 0 for 3, 2 Ks. Tough guy to double up as well. A lot of speed. Now with a 3-run lead, this might be a spot where Hurdle wants to push it a little bit with his base runners, as Jeffress zips one in at 94 with sink.
Yeah, Harrison is a base stealer. He can run a little bit. '18 stolen bases last year.
Got him. Jeffress goes right back to the well, and Polanco strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. First out of the inning.
He's saying, forget the curveball. I'm going to go with that 2-seam fastball. 95 miles an hour with some movement on it. Check this out. That's some big movement. Polanco tried to pull it, came off empty, and that pitch came in there at 95.
That'll bring up Andrew McCutchen, one of the best fastball hitters in all of baseball. Very rarely do you get a fastball by McCutchen. Well placed right at the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Jeffress has his family here this week. Got his mom and dad and a number of relatives visiting. Jeremy was telling me about his business with his father back in Virginia. They own a driving range together.
Really?
He loves it. Works the driving range, and
he likes working the driving range.
Big golfer, loves being out there. Loves the whole thing.
Or hitting balls on the driving range.
Both. Got to hit him, then you got to go pick him up.
Yeah, right. It's like batting practice.
You ever driven a driving range picker?
I have not.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm sure you have.
I have. I was thinking about going pro, actually.
Until you got hit by one?
Pro driving range picker. It's amazing how many people aim at you when you're in the picker. Try to hit you. This is dangerous. You know?
I mean, it's kind of just a moving target.
That's right. It's like skeet shooting with human beings. There's a fastball, just missed. Boy, he put it in a good spot. Jeffress has good heat going tonight.
Yeah, good heat with good movement. That's a good combination for him.
Harrison, good lead at first. Jeffress will check on him. Two balls, 2 strikes on McCutchen. And that one in the air, left center. Gomez will track it for the 2nd out. Jeremy Jeffress, our discussion point in this inning, and Sophia has more on JJ.
Yeah, JJ at spring training spoke about the close relationship he has with Jonathan Broxton going back to their time as teammates in Kansas City. He said he's a big brother to me. He treats me like that. You know, he teaches me everything, picks on me all the time. He says it's all good, though. He says he learns a lot from Broxton all the time. And Broxton, for his part, on JJ said, you know I'm not going to be in the league forever. I just want to pass the torch, keep him ready for all experiences. And both K-Rod and Broxton have said, we understand that we have to help these young relievers because they have to go through them in order to get to us for our roles. So both K-Rod and Broxton taking on some leadership roles this season.
Well, and again, you got a pretty veteran bullpen, if you will. You got Blazek out there, and Jeremy Jeffress, Thornburg, but the rest of the guys have been around a while. Every little bit helps, and Ron Renneke talks about that all the time, particularly with K-Rod. And Jonathan Broxton, you can add him to the list as well. Neil Kotz has got some time under him. Will Smith is young, but after last year, you got to figure that guy knows what's going on down in that pen. A lot of appearances for Will.
I was talking to Lee Tunnell yesterday, the bullpen coach and former Pirate, and he was just raving about, he's not a guy that throws out superlatives either, and he said how great K-Rod and Broxton are with the leadership, kind of what Sophia was talking about there, but they have all done a great job with the younger pitchers, and that means a lot. I mean, that's how you sustain success. They've got their own little secret society down there, that bullpen. All bullpens are that way, but when your leaders, when your closer and your setup men take it upon themselves to be just that can change things.
Yeah.
Brewers are going to have to get great work out of their pen this year. Every successful team has a successful bullpen. It's just the bottom line.
You can say all you want about starting pitching, but if you don't have that bullpen, you have two guys that can get you to your closer, you're going to win a lot of games. How many games are won and lost in the 6th, 7th inning?
So think about the Royals last year and their great run. And their bullpen was as lights out as any. Gotta have it. Brewers are trying to retire this guy for the first time tonight. Neil Walker's 3 for 3 with 2 doubles.
And he's got the count in his favor. Look out.
2 outs, runner at first. 7th inning. 3-1.
I'm surprised Harrison hasn't tried to take off and steal here, especially after McCutchen flew out.
Now, he has been in a few conversations over there with Nick Leyva, the first base coach. Can't get a good read on Jeffress. He's got a big lead. And there he goes. And a swing and a fly ball left center. Gomez near the wall. He's got it to end the inning. Jeremy Jeffress hits a batter to lead off the inning, retires the next 3. Brewers coming up.
Park, Brewers down by 3. Hey, the lineup for the 2015 Brewers post-game concert series presented by Miller Lite has been set. Nationally acclaimed artist Joe Nichols, OAR, and the Goo Goo Dolls will be performing post-game concerts at Miller Park this year. Tickets are on sale now at brewers.com/concerts.
Something for everyone. Who you got on that list, Rock?
Joe Nichols.
All right, that's what I figured. A favorite of our producer, Brad Weimer. Jared Hughes in the pitch for Pittsburgh. Jeff Locke is out, got a chance to win. And the Brewers will counter with a pinch hitter. Remember, Gomez was at the plate when Jeanette was thrown out, so you burned one player there. And Logan Schaefer will come off the bench.
Yeah, that's the problem with the double steal, particularly if you're the trail runner. If you don't get a good jump, don't take off. You know, the back runner, the guy at first, always gets a little bit of a late break because you got to make sure the guy at second is going to go all the way to third base. Sometimes they take off and then go back. And that's what happened. But that was a tremendous play to end the inning by Neil Walker on that pick. That throw into second base.
Hughes makes quick work of Logan Schaefer.
Yeah, Hughes had a 1.96 ERA last year out of the bullpen. Incredible numbers. The Pirates bullpen outstanding.
At the plate, presented by Wendy's for Carlos Gomez tonight. Strikeout, a line out, and then a single to right. That was on an 0-2 pitch. Gomez fooled again, and it's 0-2. Jeff Locke, the Pittsburgh starter, goes 6 innings tonight. 7 hits, 2 earned runs. He's in line for the win. And a walk and 2 strikeouts. Brewers had him on the ropes a couple of times. Couldn't quite cash in other than the Adam Lynn single. Jordy Mercer. And there is out number 2 for Jared Hughes.
Yeah, Locke had 3 strikeouts, or I should say 2 strikeouts, both coming in the first inning. Brewers did a good job of making contact, but not much to show for it on the scoreboard.
Mike Fiers, the Brewers starter, went 5 innings. All 5 runs were his, all earned runs. He had a walk and 8 strikeouts tonight. Thornburg a scoreless inning. Jeffress just put up a 0 in the 7th. Brewers have time, down 3, trying to win for the first time this year. Both clubs 0-3 to start the season. Cincinnati won again tonight. They beat the Cardinals 5-4. Reds are 4-0. Billy Hamilton stole another base. He has 7 steals in the first 4 games of the year.
How about that, huh? That's what he does.
Lucroy centers up, center field. Back is McCutchen, and he can't make the play. Takes a big bounce. Lucroy on his way to third. And he will stop there. A stand-up triple with 2 outs. Lucroy with his first hit of the season.
And nearly hit it out of here. Wow. McCutchen going back. I mean, that's one that McCutchen usually makes a catch on. I'm not sure what happened there. He was kind of timid on the wall. Thought he was closer to the fence than he actually was, and he just booted that. Lucroy, the beneficiary of a bad play defensively by McCutchen. And gets his first hit, so skunk out of the box for Luke in the hit column.
Right about here, Lucroy's thinking, hey, maybe I could score. Ed Cedar says, nope, hold it up. I agree with you on McCutchen. Came up short.
Man, that ball's got to be caught. I mean, he usually catches it.
He plays deep anyway. He just kind of drifted back. Brewers need to cash it in. Here's Ryan Braun with 2 outs. Lucroy at third. And Braun grounds one foul. Lucroy's no stranger to the triple, by the way. That's his 14th career triple. And his first hit of the season is a 3-bagger. It's the first triple for Lucroy since August of last season. Oh, and 2 on Braun.
Yeah, big sweeping slider for Hughes. That nasty sinker going in on right-handed batters, then the slider going away.
Braun had a single his last time up, hit it sharply to left. He's 1 for 3 tonight. The 0-2 pitch, and it is a called strike 3. A delayed call by Mike Easterbrook, but it hits the edge, and the Brewers come up empty in the 7th. In town, first of 3 in a weekend series, opening week of the season. Tomorrow, our Miller Lite What's on Tap. We'll kick it off at 5:30 for Brewers Live. You got Vance Worley, the Vanimal, against Jimmy Nelson, yet to be nicknamed. First start of the season for each pitcher. The number 5 starters in their respective rotations. So that's tomorrow. Miller Lite What's on Tap, 5:30 airtime. First pitch just after 6 o'clock Central. Great to have you with us tonight with producer Brad Weimer, director Renardo Lowe, Brian Anderson, Bill Schroeder, Sophia Minard, and our terrific Fox Sports Wisconsin crew. New pitcher for Ron Renicky is left-hander Neil Kotz.
Well, good work on opening day. His first appearance as a Brewer. 2 scoreless innings against the Rockies. Did not walk about it. 3 strikeouts after a very rough spring training.
And he's got Marte leading off.
2 lefties in that bullpen, Will Smith and Neil Kotz.
And Kotz, the early lefty, tried to save Will Smith for more high leverage situations when you have a lead, preferably. Last year, the Brewers got great work out of Zach Duke, who ended up signing a multi-year deal with the White Sox. And the Brewers are hoping Neil Kotz will slip right into that role this year. He's not just a left-handed specialist, although he can be as you get more towards crunch time or if you're in a pennant race. But Renicky said he's going to use him for full innings, and he'll face right-handers and left-handers.
Yeah, just like Zach Duke did last year.
That ball's hit high in the air, left field, way back. Marte's going to send one out of here. And it's 6-2. And the Pirates put a little distance. Starling Marte's first home run of the season. He has 2 RBIs tonight.
Just doesn't have the kind of stuff where you can work behind an account. 3-1. Right down the middle of the plate. And Starling Marte knocks that one out of here by plenty. Halfway up that second deck and left.
6-2 Pittsburgh. And a strike to Alvarez. Well, if you're looking for a silver lining, and there's still some baseball to be played here, but remember in 2011 the Brewers started 0-4 and they won the division. So we got that going for us.
Yep, I remember that. So that in Pittsburgh, or I should say Cincinnati, right?
Yeah, it snowed there, I think, didn't it?
Yep.
6-2 Pirates. Alvarez with 2 hits, including a home run. Slaps that one foul down the left field line. Neil Kotz. And a 1-2 count and a swing and a miss. Alvarez strikes out for the second time. First K for Kotz, first out of the 8th inning.
Yeah, good slider that time, down and away, and Pedro Alvarez chases it a little bit off the outside corner. It's a good pitch right there for Kotz. Alvarez tried to pull it and he got the strikeout.
Cut and a miss, Cervelli. Cervelli with a hit tonight. He had a double back in the second inning, scored a run. Pirates scored 3 in the second. Up the middle, hit the shoe of Kotz, and that's going to go for a base hit. Cervelli 2 out of 4. Infield hit with 1 away in the 8th.
Well, right back where it started. Cervelli taking it back off of Kotz. Look like he got him off the side of the foot. Looks like he's all right. And no chance to get him at first base.
Here's Jordy Mercer. He drove in a run with a sac fly in the second. 0 for 1 tonight. He's got a sac fly and a walk. Those 2 don't count as official at-bats.
How often do you see a reliever in the on-deck circle? Well, late in the game. Garrett Hughes going to get another inning.
It doesn't look like he's aggressively warming up like a hitter. It looks like he's standing in the rain. There's a go. I think he's got it going a little bit now. I wonder if he's just making up stuff to do. I wonder what hitters do. Do they do this? I mean, he's got the weighted sleeve on. That's something he's probably seen hitters do before.
Yeah, relievers. I mean, how many times do they actually get at bats in a game, right? I mean, they don't take batting practice during the regular season. Starters do.
He's got a pretty good swing, actually. Oh, now he's ready. Sure, he's been a hitter at some point. There's a base hit. Mercer singles to right. And we'll find out. Hughes will hit.
We're going to see if he can bunt. He's got 5 big league at bats. with no hits.
Well, he's got the batting gloves. Wonder whose helmet he's wearing. I wonder if he has his own helmet. Do relievers get their own helmets?
You're asking a lot of questions, aren't you?
I'm very curious about this situation.
Let's just sit back and enjoy.
I have lots of questions. I want to know whose bat it is.
You do.
Whose helmet. He squares and he gets it down. Good bunt. Advancing both runners, wasting no time to do it. Sacrifice. Second and third now with 2 away for Harrison.
Pretty good job dropping down that bunt on the pitch that was coming in on him. Almost hit him.
So here is Harrison back to the top of the order. Brewers can ill afford to give up any more. And they're going to walk Harrison to load the bases. Got a lefty coming up in Polanco. The jaws of life. Clint Hurdle.
Yeah, he can work over a piece of chewing gum, can he?
If they had a professional bubblegum chewing competition, he would win. By far. Not even close. Harrison walks. Bases loaded. And the left-handed hitting Polanco coming up. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 8th. The Brewers will have Ramirez, Davis, and Lind. This will most likely be Kotz's last hitter, whether he retires him or not. Left that one up there. 0-2 the count. Polanco has struck out 3 times tonight.
Well, and one good slider off the outside corner away from his 4th.
This is where you really trust Lucroy with a runner at third to block. Bases full. The 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Good call, partner. 4 strikeouts for Polanco. The Buccos get another run. Brewers are now down 4.
is presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Bernie Brewer doing his best to Davey Nelson, I think, up there in his perch. There you go. It's what I have to deal with out here every night, you guys, just so you know. Brewer hitters haven't cranked up enough offense in the first 4 games, that's for sure. Brewer pitchers have given up a lot of extra base hits. 20 doubles, 7 home runs, and not quite 4 full games yet.
Well, you know, one of the things coming out of spring training, normally this stage of the season, early, pitchers normally have the advantage, but the hitters certainly have. And what does that say? That means that pitchers are not making quality pitches.
Well, we'll see if the Brewers can turn things around. Still a close game here. They're going to bat in the bottom of the 8th inning. We've got Brewers Live coming up after the ball game. Going to hear from Ron Renicky and the crew in just a few moments.
All right, Craig and Davey, thanks. Looking forward to that. See if the Brewers have a rally in them. Sean Rodriguez over from the Tampa Bay Rays to the Pirates. He'll come in to play first base as Clint Hurdle tightens up his D a little bit. Shift is on for Ramos Ramirez. Brewers down 4. They have 2 runs on 8 hits tonight. Brewers have stranded 7. And Hughes back out for a second inning. Rodriguez will watch out into the seats. Good catch up there. Attaboy. And he's hurt, and he's playing hurt with a knee brace, and he still made a catch.
Yeah. I tell you, the Pirate pitching staff has gotten a lot of mileage out of fastballs on the inside corner of this Brewer lineup tonight. A lot of jam shots and a lot of pitches on the inside corner the Brewers are not able to get the bat head out on. That was one right there. Hughes able to bust him inside. Here they come again.
And Ramirez down the right field line, slicing. Polanco makes a catch. Heck of a play by Polanco. Takes a hit away from Ramirez.
Doing a nice job getting to that line. You talked about how good his defense has been. And fully stretched out, able to keep the ball in his glove as he hits the ground. Nice play.
All 3 of these Pirates outfielders are center fielders by trade. They've got a good one. They cover some ground. They have great arms. And McCutcheon, the gold standard out there.
Yeah, tough to find gaps out there when you have speed like that in the outfield.
Which will serve them well in their sizable outfield in Pittsburgh. Chris Davis with 1 out. Davis had a double and a run scored in the 4th inning. 4 hits this season. Our shining moment, courtesy of the Marshfield Clinic. Davis defensively again. That's his 2nd outstanding catch of the season. This time on a forward dive. Well done, Chris Davis.
Yeah, one going back against the Rockies, crashing into the wall. This one coming in.
Two balls and a strike on Davis. Jared Hughes working in his 2nd inning. Hurdle's never been afraid to get multiple innings out of his relievers. He's had a terrific bullpen. It's one of the reasons the Pirates have been able to make it to the postseason the last 2 years. That ball's hit hard right field. Slicing. Fair or foul. That is a fair ball. Takes a big bounce, and Davis is into 2nd with his 2nd double of the night.
Well, every one of his hits this year have come to the opposite field. Boy, I'd love to see that from Chris Davis. You see that 2-seamer, got on the side of it, and Davis on the pitch away goes right with it down the line. Hits that one hard. Pounds off of that fence, and by the time Polanco picks it up, Davis in with a double. All 5 hits have come to the opposite field.
2 for 4 tonight, Davis. And that'll be the end of the line here for Jared Hughes. Clint Hurdle and his 2 new hips takes the ball from his right-handed reliever. To the bullpen he goes with a lefty, Lind, coming up. Hurdle takes him out, and we'll go to his bullpen. He's got a left-hander out there to face Adam Lind, who will bat with a man on. Antonio Bastardo, the former Philly.
Yeah, one of two left-handers down in that Pirates bullpen. You got Tony Watson, the other, the hard thrower. Bastardo pitched in the 7th inning on Thursday. That's yesterday in Cincinnati. Pitched a scoreless inning. And you see his numbers last year as a member of the Phillies, 67 appearances and a .394 earned run average. Look at the opponent batting average. Not too bad, 188.
And in to face Adam Lind, who's had some success against Southpaws in this game. Couple of hits off Locke. And Lind has the lone home run on the season for the Brewers. Powerball home run count. Against Colorado, straightaway center field. Day 2 for Adam Lind.
Yeah, that gave the Brewers a 2-0 lead at the time. Brewers haven't had too many leads so far this year.
Lind has 2 RBIs on a single tonight. He's 2 for 3. With 8 hits in his first 4 games, matches a franchise record for most hits to start a season in Brewers franchise history. Ties Paul Molitor, Damian Miller. So a hit here, he'd have him all by himself, already in the record books. His first week on the job in Milwaukee. Davis at second, a 1-out double. Check in with Sophia.
Well, BA, Adam Lind has already matched last year's season total of hits against lefties. Last season, he was 2 for 33 against left-handed pitchers. He went 2 for 2 against Jeff Locke earlier tonight. And Ron Renneke said the conversation at spring training as to how he would use Lind against lefties was on a pitcher-by-pitcher basis. He says, I want to give them, both he and Jeanette, the opportunity to hit against lefties, see how they do, show me that I can keep you in there, you'll have success against them. And he said it will really just be pitcher by pitcher and what the best matchup will be.
And again, it's going to be important for Renneke to be able to give Lind some time off. Remember that back we've been talking about. He's going to probably have to give him some days off, and most likely will come against lefties.
And you got a tough lefty on the mound, an ace left-hander in Liriano Sunday. That might be a spot where you'd see Renneke get his right-handed lineup in there. There's a 2-2 pitch, and Lind takes it inside.
But you would figure if he gets enough opportunities against lefties, he's got the approach, keeps that front shoulder closed, got a very short, compact swing, and Doesn't appear to ever overswing, so those typically are the type of left-handers that will have success against left-handed pitching. He just needs to be able to get the repetitions. He needs to face left-handed pitching.
Full count. And he lost him. Lynn draws the walk. So Hurdle brings in Bastardo specifically to face Lynn. And now 2 men are on with 1 out, and here comes Hurdle. He'll make another change. So Bastardo in as a matchup pitcher, walks the left-handed hitter.
Good patience by Adam Lind. I mean, not trying to do too much. Staying right in there on that baseball and being able to draw a walk. Nice job.
We'll take a timeout. Set up the new pitcher. Segura is coming up. It's 6-2. We got 2 men on with 1 out, and Hurdle goes back to his bullpen. And the lone rookie in the Pittsburgh pitching ranks, Archimedes Caminero, is on to work.
Had a pretty good spring, which is why he made the club a .270 earned run average in 11 appearances down in Florida. Has averaged over 10 strikeouts per 9 innings during his minor league days. And he's got the bottom of the Brewers order to deal with here.
He came in, retired the 2 batters he faced yesterday against Cincinnati. Made his Pirates debut Wednesday. Struck out the lone batter he faced, Todd Frazier. First and second, 1 out. Brewers down 4, needing something big here. Archimedes Caminero. Rookie pitcher who led the Pirates in strikeouts this spring. And you can see a triple-digit fastball. A closer in waiting, they are hoping, in Pittsburgh. Davis at second, he doubled. Lind at first, he walked. And Segura late, 1-0-1 with that fastball.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he can bring it. That big kid slings it in there at about 100 miles an hour. Wow.
One ball, 2 strikes. Segura fouls it off.
Yeah, basically fastball slider for Caminero. Those are slider about 87 miles an hour. That's a lot of pitchers like to throw the fastball that hard.
Got some big league time with the Marlins. He throws 100. He's 28 years old, and he's got very little big league time. You can figure out the rest.
Control problems, right?
Right. The 1-2. 2-2 now. Caminero spent 9 years in the minor leagues, mostly in the minor leagues with the Marlins. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Segura stays alive.
Yeah, it's been all fastballs. That one at 92 miles an hour, so not nearly as fast on that one. Maybe that's the dead fish fastball at 92.
What's amazing about his minor league numbers, and one of the reasons he stayed in the minor leagues, he struck out 11 batters per 9 innings, but he walked 4.5 and gave up over 7.5 hits per 9 innings through his minor league career. It's a lot of base runners for a guy that throws this hard.
Well, you get behind the count and you have to come down the middle of the fastball, and again, doesn't matter how hard you throw, if you don't work ahead in the count and be able to throw something else for strikes, you're going to get hit.
That's what is so impressive about a guy like Aroldis Chapman. Yes, he throws hard. He has that weapon, but he's a pitcher. He has a slider, can throw a changeup. You know what you're going to get with Archimedes Caminero.
And this is a pretty good battle for Gene Segura against a hard thrower. Fouling off some high fastballs.
Bastardo came in. He walked Lind. Brewers trying to put up a fight here. 8th pitch of the at bat. The 2-2. Segura to the right side. Chance to turn it. Walker to second for 1. And it pulls Rodriguez off the bag. And the inning is alive. So Segura will reach on a fielder's choice. Second out of the inning at second base. First and third now with 2 gone for Scooter Gennett.
Yeah, he hit it hard, but right at Neil Walker. Not able to turn it to the Pirates. Throws off the mark. I don't think it would have mattered.
And here is Gennett. It's been a tough night for Gennett. A couple of frustrating at bats. Was hit by a pitch. Got caught stealing. With the Brewers down 3 to end an inning. It's the beauty of baseball, though. You always get a chance. Keep yourself in the lineup.
All right, get a base hit here. Keep the inning going. Forget all about that other stuff.
Brewers would have a pinch hitter next. For now, it's Gerardo Parra. Brewers have stranded 7. They have 2 out there with 2 outs here in the 8th. Pirates got a big run in the top of this inning. Home run by Marte. Ooh, look out. That gets by Cervelli. Davis will hold his ground.
How'd that not hit him?
Yeah, I think he's saying it hit him, but they're saying it's a swinging strike first. Yeah. So why is he sending him back then? Unless he's saying it's a foul ball, why is he sending Segura to first?
Well, I think it hit him, but he swung at it.
Which
dead ball.
Dead ball, right? Okay.
Dead ball.
Well, that's the worst of that scenario.
See, there's your swing, and Scooter gets hit by it. That automatically means the baseball's dead. Everybody has to go back to their original base.
So Renicky gets the explanation.
Maybe they want to see a review. I think Jerry Nair's going back to the clubhouse saying that it hit him. I think he's satisfied. You can review that.
So Segura back to first. Swinging strike, dead ball as it hit him in the elbow. It's one thing to be hit by a pitch and get a base. It's another to get a strike.
Yeah.
That's when you know your night's not going well. See if Jeanette can find a mistake here. The 1-2. And down he goes. And Jeanette is thrown out. Scooter has been ejected after he slams his bat. That took no time. That's almost automatic. And now the Brewers are going to have to find another second baseman, and they don't have any. Hotel and casino. Book your stay now. Well, Rock, the Brewers are without an infielder. Gomez pinch hit, Hector Gomez. Jimenez pinch hit, so they're going to have to go to plan. Is this D or E?
I don't know, man. Not good, though.
Carlos Gomez is going to have to play second base.
Yep. I just hope he doesn't get hurt in the process. I mean, out of position, he takes ground balls all the time, but still in all. Can't be thrown out in that situation. Looked like a pretty good strike. I think Mike Estabrook, the home plate umpire, called the hold it back correctly. A little bit of frustration on the part of Scooter as Michael Blazek takes over. His second appearance so far this year. Gave up a couple of runs, one earned in an inning and 2/3 against the Rockies on opening day.
6-2 our score. And Blazek will try to get the Brewers to the plate. Figure this is a double switch here, which will have Parra leading off the 9th inning. But a frustrating night for Scooter Gennett, and it ends in an ejection. Blazek facing McCutchen. Starts him with a wrinkle. Strike one. So your Gold Glove center fielder has to play second base. His first career game as an infielder. Every game in his career has been in the outfield, and most of those games have been as a center fielder. Does have a few games in left, 32 games in left, 24 in right, but over 580 games in center field for Gomez. Now, I will say this: every day in batting practice, Gomez takes ground balls at short.
Yep. Well, you just hope he doesn't have too many. He didn't get any tough plays. You don't want to see him get hurt out there. An unfamiliar spot.
It's very out of character for Gennett.
It's one thing to be frustrated. Everybody is, I think, at this point in that Brewers dugout, but you got to understand the situation. There's no infielders left. You got to keep your head about you and stay in the game.
2-2 to McCutchen. Now we were wondering between innings who Renicky might use to play second base, thinking maybe Lucroy or
Braun, maybe.
Yeah, Braun was in there. He was, I think he was ready to go, ready to move to the infield. McCutchen into right. And Braun is there. Ryan Braun is normally the guy when Renicky uses a 5-man infield, he's the guy that comes in to play the infield. But I think with an injured side, that's the last place you want Ryan Braun playing on the infield.
Something out of position, you're right.
Gomez peering in at Mike Guerrero, the infield coach, lining up where he wants him.
Well, what put Ron Renicky in a bind tonight with his bench was the fact that the Brewers on that double steal ended the inning on a caught stealing at second base, basically burning Hector Gomez without him actually getting an opportunity to participate. He wasn't able to continue his at bat. He was done. Had to bring a pitcher in, and he was a man short on the bench.
Now that was Jeanette thrown out at second with the Brewers down 3 and 2 outs in the inning. It just hasn't been a pretty game. Hadn't been a good start to the season for the Brewers. Not what you want to see after what happened last year. Two and one to Walker. He's had a big night tonight for the Pirates. 3 hits, stole a base, scored a run, a couple of doubles. 3 out of 4. Came in with just 2 hits in the first 3 games against Cincinnati, and then put up 3 hits in his first 3 at bats tonight.
Well, he's a guy who knows going to get his hits. He's always hit well against Milwaukee. A switch hitter who's got enormous power from the left side, but hits for a pretty good average from both sides of the plate.
Got him. Good pitch, Blazek. Big curveball for the strikeout.
That's a good put away curveball, perfectly located down in the strike zone. Probably last thing that Neil Walker's thinking about on a 3-2 count, a curveball, and he gets him on a swinging strike. About as good a curveball as you can throw with 2 strikes.
2 up, 2 down for Blazek. That'll bring up Starling Marte. Homered in his last trip, his first of the year. And he has 2 runs batted in. 1 for 2. He had a sac bunt, a sac fly. Ground out to third to go along with his homer. Replay on that home run showed he didn't exactly hit it on the sweet spot and still hit it 3/4 of the way up the bleachers out there and left.
Right.
Defensive swing. That's a great inning for Blazek. 1, 2, 3. Looks sharp. Last call for the Brewers. No action for Gomez at second base. He's coming up second. Brewers Pirates, first of 3 here this weekend series, an opening week of Major League Baseball, and the Pirates have a 6-2 lead. Bottom of the 9th coming, and Pittsburgh's going to bring on their closer in a non-save situation. Mike Melanson, 33 saves last year, locked down that closer's role for the Pirates. 33 out of 37 last year for Mark Melanson.
And not bad, a 190 earned run average. Got a tremendous breaking pitch. His second appearance this year. Has 1 scoreless inning, gave up a hit and a strikeout. You see the 71 strikeouts in 71 innings.
Well, Marte moving to center field. McCutchen is out. That's interesting. Andrew Lambeau takes over in left. It's not the kind of lead that you take McCutchen out. McCutchen's been dealing with some leg problems throughout the spring. So we'll have to follow that up and see if that is an injury situation or Hurdle's comfortable with a 4-run lead and 3 outs to get.
Well, maybe just precaution, maybe taking him out. He's figuring confident with Melanson out there with 4 runs. You're right.
Gerardo Parra will lead off. Gomez to follow. Parra's first at bat.
Yeah, Melanson's not a hard throw. He's got good sink in his fastball, but his money pitch is the slider. He's got a good one.
A cut fastball he learned from Mariano Rivera in his brief time in the American League East. Watching Rivera, there it is right there, got in on the hands of Parra, and the first out. One gone for Gomez. Now Jimmy Nelson will get the ball tomorrow, carrying the burden of a 4-game losing streak unless the Brewers can mount a comeback here with 1 out in the 9th.
Pressure increases each time one of these starters goes out there without a victory.
Gomez on the ground to Harrison. 2 outs. It is the Cincinnati Reds that are out of the gates the fastest in the division. They beat the Cardinals today. Cincinnati is 4-0 to start the year. 5-4 win over the Cardinals. St. Louis is 1-2. Cardinals and Cubs had a game lost due to weather at Wrigley. They'll make that one up later in the year. Cubs lost tonight as well. Rockies beat them 5-1. Colorado's 4-0. Braves are undefeated. They're 3-0. They're tied with the Mets in the 8th. The Tigers are 4-0 as well. They took down the Indians today in Cleveland. Home opener for the Indians. Well, Lucroy collected his first hit of the season tonight. Had a good night at the plate. Had a triple his last time up.
Yeah, dead center field.
Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? The way McCutchen went after that ball and drifted back, misplayed it, ball dropped, and now he's out of the game.
Yeah, not typical of the way McCutchen plays center field. You're right, a little tentative out there.
Have to follow up on that story. Two-two to Lucroy. Don't forget, Brewers Live coming up soon as we're done here. We'll hear from the skipper. I would imagine, unless things turn around, he is not going to be in the best of moods tonight. He has not been pleased with the way his team has played out of spring training. And there's a called strike 3. The ball game is over. And the Brewers lose tonight. A dud here at Miller Park. 6-2 the final. Pittsburgh wins for the first time this season. 6 runs on 10 hits. A 3-run second inning of Mike Fiers set him up for the rest of the game. Neil Walker with 3 hits and Alvarez with a home run and a couple of RBIs. Craig Kashan standing by with Davey Nelson. Let's check in with him and get you ready for Brewers Live. Craig?
Okay, Brian, thanks very much. Ron Renicky, we'll hear from him. It will be interesting. DA is right. See what kind of mood he is going to be in. Plus, we'll get you set for Game 2 of this series coming up tomorrow night.